Hello and welcome to the next live stream, today's live stream where we'll be talking about a few things under assets. So today's live stream is mostly to discuss about assets and properties, a new feature that QuestLyst offers, where users can list a few assets and properties and prepare for the tokenization feature that we will also discuss a few in the next few coming weeks. For those who don't know where to find assets and property feature, I will right here. So on the website page for QuestLyst, you can scroll down to showcase your assets and click list your assets. So it's pretty easy from the website, or if you are familiar with the link to the marketplace, you can type marketplace.questlist.com, and then it will lead you to this page where you can click assets and property as the core feature for QuestLyst. So with that, I will uh, just discuss about what assets are, what properties are, and why QuestList exists for the users who have this type of items. So assets, we have physical assets mostly. Okay, we'll be dealing with physical assets on the platform, and these are extends to a lot of assets that people own, and we might start to think about digital assets, because mostly the reason why this feature exists is because of the idea of wait moving physical assets to the digital ecosystem, because everything now it's turning into digital. So the most probable step or most probable strategy is to move also all the things that are physical assets into digital assets where people can trade using these assets. Now, the assets that we are dealing with are real world assets. And from what I mean by real world assets is things that are in the real world, things that if you're talking about Bitcoin, Bitcoin is an asset, but it doesn't exist in the real world. And something like a land is an asset that exists in the real world, but mostly these assets have been traditionally they have been used to be um, traded using papers, mostly something that represents a land or makes a land unique is a title deed, and that's one of the things that potentially in the future we will be replacing because of the idea of blockchain technology, where many assets are ideally they can have a sort of um, a key or a code that represents that asset on a contract, or what we call computational contracts for assets and blockchain technology. So, or smart contracts for those who are familiar with blockchain technology. So I will just go. So if you go to the main page, you will see that we have these features, and then we have assets and properties. So you can click assets and property, and it will lead you to the discover valuable assets on QuestList, and then the market for real world asset equipments, intellectual properties, and unique investments. So these are categories for all assets that we support, and they range from art and collectible. So let's talk about art and collectible. So you are an artist, um, you are a painter, just artist anyway, so or you're a collector. So a collector who collects coins or anything that is valuable in terms of coins or valuable currencies and even watches. So you want to have usually you collect them in physical, but you don't have a way to um, have it on a digital platform. So what QuestList offers is a way for you to list those assets, whether it's art or you're an artist or a collector. You can list those assets on the platform, and people can view them, can buy them directly, or they can in future invest on those assets. So under under arts and collectible, we have paintings. So paintings is an asset. It's a work of an artist, and sculptures, photography. These are also assets. Antiques, jewelry. These are collectible. So we also offer those, and cards. So all these are, I think, self-explanatory. So if you think about but mostly if you have by value, I mean they are their values, the value of those assets are always it's always high. So for an asset to be valuable, it must the price of that asset should be higher than I don't know the market price or the market value. But if you are if you are okay, if you think about value, you think about something that will always be valuable come in a few years, it still be a valuable item that you can sell. And when you think about a dead capital as things like a phone, those are not valuable, but uh, their value is static or it just drops, right? But things like a painting, it's a valuable asset. In it can grow in its value because of people's interest in the painting or because of how people invest in the painting. So those are the things that we're thinking about, and those are the things that we want users to use our platform to list them. So if you go to and then we have business assets. So business assets are um, things like for if you own a company and you have you have goodwill for that company. So goodwill is like if so if you have the value of your company has accumulated its revenue throughout the year. So you can provide that as a goodwill for people to know that your company is valuable, right? Or you can also do customer databases or lists. Nowadays, people are buying database, sorry, buying lists for customers. So if your company offers services like delivery to customers, then you can sell that uh, list of databases or list of customers to other people or other companies that also are in the same direction of your business objective. So if you want that list to be sold or people to buy directly instead of like relying on starting from scratch, a business can decide, maybe I just want an already existing database of networks and then use that network to supply my products, right? What you can do is you can go to QuestList and then check uh, all the databases that users have listed on other organizations have listed on the platform, and you can buy it or invest in that database. then supply networks and vendor lists. This is mostly people who are supplying stuff like warehouses. You're supplying food. You're supplying uh, electronics. You can do that if you're a manufacturer. You can do that. You can list your networks and vendor list on QuestLyst as an asset, and then other people who are interested in the same network, supply network, they can buy that as an asset. Then distribution channels, same idea, same concept. Licensing and agreements. It's also related to maybe you have a business, you want to sell your license or agreement to another person or rights, or even or if you think about a will, people give wills or of inheritance all the time, right? So you can do that. You can list that license or will on QuestList, and people can uh, invest it, sorry, they can buy it directly from the platform. Now, this is complex. It's something that will require a lot of verifications, which we will be building uh, in the system itself. So the verification right now, what we only offer is a way to list those assets. Now, the step of you doing or engaging with the people, the owner of the assets, is really just you and the owner. If you're interested in the asset, it's you and the owner going into an agreement together. Now, to us, what we can offer is a way to just view the assets, list the asset, and also show an interest for the assets that has been listed on the platform. Now, what other thing that we are thinking about is if you a very complex or way of doing some sort of verification, because it's hard uh, to verify that a business is legit or an art, a collectible is that is listed on the platform is legit. So one way we want to do verifications and show that an asset is legit and has gone all through the verification, and we have verified that it exists, and people who own it are also people who exist, right? Because now many things exist, but you can find that they do not have owners, or people are ghost owners or ghost businesses, right? So to fix that, we will be like as a way of improving the system throughout the time is we will introduce the idea of blockchain technology where assets will run on top of blockchain network or technology so that it's easier to verify that an asset exists through smart contract. So if a smart contract, we have a smart contract for that asset, it's uniquely for that business or for that the owner of that asset. Now it's easier to verify that it's legit and it's owned by a legit person through that network. So that will be a process that we will be doing in the future because the technology is being built right now, and we want to ensure that users are aware of the system, right? So the system exists, you can list an asset, but you listing an asset is just a way for you to prepare for these new technology that we are working on. And then, so those are made the assets under business. Now we can also talk about assets under equipment because equipments are also assets. Now equipments are so if you are in medical industry or maybe food manufacturing industry, you deal with heavy equipments or um, you deal with uh, valuable equipments that cost money, equipments that are heavy to ship from one place to another. So these are under equipment, and we offer those as a way to let people invest or buy or rent those heavy equipments throughout the system. Now, we don't have a system that does that. We are providing that because we think that such a way of involving people to have a system that can enable them to easily access assets that are under equipment, that would be a lifesaver for people who are using these equipments all the time. So if I'm a manufacturing industry, or if um I own a hospital and I want equipments that are usually not really easily available to me online, right? Now, if such a system as QuestList exists, then people can directly go to the system and see which assets have been listed by other users who have this item, and they can rent it, buy it, or invest in that equipment. Now, investment can range from just buying. So, because buying is really just investing in the equipment. So we have such a category for equipment, and then we do have also intellectual property. So intellectual properties is so there are many things category under intellectual properties, like patents, patents, trademarks, copyrights, trade secrets all fall under intellectual properties. Business names are or brand names are under intellectual properties. Now, say you are a scientist, or you are a manufacturer of some sort of say, let's see, what can be under patent, or a technology. You are a scientist, or a company that have invented a specific kind of technology that does not exist. Now, one way to for that technology to exist or be listed as a valuable asset, or something that has not been invented or been registered yet, you can buy a patent for that, or register a patent for that specific technology you have, or a formula. For example, if you are doing food processing, or you're doing design of medicine, right? You can do you can list a patent, or you can register a patent for that specific technology. Now, if you have a patent and you would like to transfer that patent to another person, or you like to sell that patent, or sell the technology you have invented to another person. Now, one way to do that, traditionally, it's you have to find the person, right? You have to find the technology, the patent. You have to do that physically, or maybe through people who know each other, right? But our system offers a way for people to list those patents, and other people can buy those, or can invest in those sort of patents or idea that has been invented. Now that's under patents. Now, if you think about copyrights, a lot of copyrights exist, or let's take an example of music. Music is a good example where people have been uh, looking for, or have been involved in copyrights infringement, or have, like, for example, you use another person's video or music on YouTube, you'll be sued for copyrights, right? Even YouTube itself does check for copyrights before it you post something. Now, one way to to help people that offer or buy get these copyrights is through listing them on QuestList. So if you are a musician and you want to supply your copyrights to different users or people who like to use your music in their videos or on their TikTok or whatever they do, you can list that copyright on QuestList, and people can come through the system and show interest, buy it from you directly, or invest in that piece of music you have. And when when we have such a system, it's easier for you to do the trade automatically on the system without having to look for the person who wrote the music, who created the music, because usually it's not easy to get in touch with such people. Now, that gives you a way to interact with them directly through the platform, either through buying the system itself or using our interest and reservation feature where people can show interest in the copyright or in the assets under intellectual property. Those those are just few example for this category where intellectual property is a big part of assets and or physical assets, right? And also a software company can probably want to sell a software that they have invented or developed. They can do that directly through QuestList, list it as a software, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment, and then people can invest in those assets. Machinery is really just an example, another category. I think they go hand in hand with equipment, but under machinery we have manufacturing machines and printing equipment, food processing, textile, metalworking, package equipment. All those fall under machinery. And I will also show you how those are integrated in the system. Then another very common one is real estate. So real estate is a common one because many people have been in in this uh, in this world for a long time, in the world of real estate for a long time. Now, real estate, it cuts across land. If you have land, I mentioned about title deeds. If you have land, you have a home you want to sell, you have a mansion you want to sell or rent somewhere, or an apartment, an office, and warehouses. Those are they fall under real estate. And when you have those, it's easier for you to it's not easy for you to get people to invest or buy those uh piece of asset that you offer on real estate. Now, I think since it's common real estate is common. People have been doing that for a while, and there are a lot of systems that have real estate as a way to reach people who want to invest in those assets. Now, our system also offers the same thing, and we want to push towards make sure that people can easily invest in those assets. So maybe you have a mansion, you want to sell this mansion, or you want to just list it for other people to rent. You can do that. You can list it on QuestList. People can come on QuestList and see which mansions have been listed on QuestList and how much money they cost. They can look at the metrics, the market value, and all that interesting things that are um, usually under assets on real estate. They can also, if they're interested in offices, people can list their offices on QuestList under real estate, and other people can, buy their office or invest in the office. So we have all these categories. They exist now. People can list them, and for now, it's a good way to list them now as you prepare for the other feature that we will be talking about in the future, or we will be also introducing it in a few weeks. But for now, you can list them. You can prepare yourself for um, people investing in your business or investing in your assets, real estates, or intellectual property, and that is um, that is a good way to reach more people and make money through investments or through fractional ownership of your assets. And I've talked about all this, and um, I think it- it's clear that those assets are important and can be listed on system. Now I want to just go through a few. So now we don't have any assets on production on the main web, but I'll just show you on local where I have a few assets. And let's go to assets. And yeah, so this is how you will see it, the number of assets listed under that category, then the category itself. Now, if you click any asset, what it does, it goes to this page where you see a cards of interesting assets with a few information that is relevant to people who are interested in the asset. And on the left side, you can filter, search a specific asset that you are interested in, or you can filter, maybe I'm interested in painting, I'll just click painting, and then apply the filter, or sculpture, photography. It's good. It's simple and it's easy to use. You can just click and apply, and you find what you're looking for. And maybe you're interested in a specific range of values or assets that are in a specific range of price. You can just do this, and you can apply that. It will filter that specific range. And I'll talk about how this card looks like. Now, every card for each category is different. It has, I think it's yeah, it might be same. But I'll show that in a moment for other assets. But what you have here is asking price. Now, asking price is just the price for that specific asset. Now, asking price can be what you want users to buy that asset for, or it can be what you want users to start bidding on that asset. And we talked about auctions and bidding. Now, assets and auctions and bidding are something that we want to connect to the two, so that if 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 you list an asset, you can you can just turn the auction feature on, and make that asset as a way to as an auction, or as an item under auctions where people can bid on the asset itself in real time. And so the asking price is just that. It can be the starting price for an auction, or it can be what you want to buy and sell it out. And then the insurance is also a valuable thing to show, because every asset must or is has insurance on it. So to show that insurance value, you can list it under the card, and you'll see that in a moment how to create this value. So the insurance value just tells it how insured that asset is. Then the artist name, because it's painting, it's an art. You can see the user, the owner who owns that asset, and then you can also You can also see the material. Maybe it was made with gold, the dimension of that item. It's also listed. And okay, and let me see what's happening here. Just one moment. Okay. Okay. So all right. So um, yeah. So that's under this card for arts, and it's the same for these are sculptures, same for paintings, and I assume it's also the same for other antiques, jewelry, coins, and watches. Now, let's go to another category. So, say business. So, business assets, how they look like. Business assets, it's pretty simple. There's not much complicated stuff here because you see the category of that specific business asset and also a logo where it shows the type. The logo tells the story of what the asset is, and this looks like a distribution channel because it distributes stuff to users of warehouses and then we have supply networks, then we have customer database. Now, this has asking price, annual revenue. So annual revenue, because this is different, it's in a business category. We don't show insurance value. Maybe it has insurance value, but we might revenue is okay. Like you can show revenue how these if I'm a person interested in this asset and I would like to know how much it has been making over the years. Has it been making money or not? Now that's what annual revenue will show. You can put that price directly when you're creating the asset and it will show right here. And then you can see other things like channel type when it's a distribution channel, and you can see partner count when it's this, and then region. And then for supply networks, you can see how many suppliers you have listed. Which industry is it? Technology. Then you can list that. Then status of that. Okay, so status. This is like a way. It's a select. So there are options to select for the status. And customer database. How many customers last updated? Important because we want to know how how accurate the information is. We don't want all data because it's a business. We want new data always. And then privacy compliance important as well because businesses or systems don't uh, like privacy it's a really important um, thing in terms of databases. Users don't like their data to be exposed that much or to be exposed without their consent. So anyone who's listing a database must provide this this type must tell us whether it's private, what privacy it entails, and how it has been. Is it compliant, etc. Like those things that fall under privacy can be shown under this. And then the goodwill. So goodwill has to also show the market value. The market value. So if a company was acquired and how much was it acquired for? How long was it acquired for? Then who acquired the company, and then useful life, maybe how long it has been existing, or it has been, being useful in its existence. You you can see these all this data on this card. Now, to see more data, you just click on these and you'll see all the information you want to know about this asset. And this information is it's descriptive, it's detailed, and we ensure that all users who list the asset have to provide detailed information. And if possible as well, they can put files or important files that show that this asset is legit. People can see the files, download them, see what's happening in the files, and then all these other things that can be shown under asset, and you can see as well who listed the asset. And we can do another type category. Equipment. Equipment is just there has to be an image, there has to be the category, and then the date. So this one is like daily rates. Daily rates, I think daily rates represents how daily rates, how much it has been making for every day for that equipment. So if an equipment is a road construction, a machine, or maybe it's a laboratory equipment, then how much it has been making daily. Now this is okay. Yeah, I think so. But let's go replacement cost. How much it costs to replace the equipment? Then model, year, condition. Very important information for equipments. Medical equipments. You also want to know which year it was made. Is it good or bad? You want to see the price of that uh, equipment, then replacement cost. Same story for this, and we can just go to, I think, where the one that is also interesting is this category where we we want company's IP. We want to list intellectual property for a company or for an invention. You can go, you can see all the assets that has been listed on that category, and a few things that can shown on the card is the asking price. I think there should be a better name for this, but asking price, I think is, as I mentioned, is the price for that item. Oh, I see. So the asking price just makes it clear. It's not so obvious, but it makes it clear that the price can change all the time. And once it changes, it updates. So I think the system will put into consideration once we have stronger and better algorithms that does check for compare the market price and the asset that has been listed, then list that asset based on the market price, or suggest people who are creating the asset what the market price of that asset looks like currently. And patent number this is given when you register for the asset for this patent, or when it's a patent, you're given this number. It must be included. Then filing date, status, very important too as well. Now we can go here and see what I was talking about. So if for patents, we want to see files, right? You want to download files and know what the asset is about, and that is you can see the files under files uploaded. You'll see all the information for these assets. The grant, like more information here. If you want to see other things like claims count and licensed commercialization status, technology field, legal status, important. jurisdiction. Where is it? Is it in Kenya? Is it in the US? Always should be included for people to know where it comes from. And then other information can be also listed right here. And I think that covers it for this. And other information, other things as well, like software and digital. Software we show just development date. So if a software was developed recently, you can just put that date right here. Then the version of the software and source code status, all source code, new source code, all can be included. And trade names, business names, all these stuff can also be listed. And trade secrets. So trade secrets, we can list revenue contribution. How much revenue has it been contributed? I think this should have $sign somewhere. And technology field, chemical. It's a drop. It's a select. So I think chemical is yeah. So the owner of the current owner of the trade secret. And then copyrights, as I mentioned, copyrights, if it's a piece of music, you can do, or a piece of, I don't know, software, you can list that, the publication date, and then legal status, registration number. Yeah, this is, I think some sometimes they require registration number. Sometimes copyrights have registration number. Maybe it's a research paper or something. But anyway, so yeah, so patents, it's the all this can be listed under intellectual properties. And let's go to one that, so machinery is just the same as equipments, just an image has to show an image, model, year, condition. All these is the same. I think I've covered that. Now the other one is real estate. Real estate has a few category. I've not created all of them, but we do the same story. We add valuation. Valuation is how much that piece of land is valued at the current market value. And then the ask price would be what the person who's offering this land or these assets is asking for. They could be asking for $80,000, then that's the ask price. Then a few other metrics, a few other metadata, for example, bedrooms, important bathrooms, floor area. These are, if you want to see more details, just click the card, going in, and you'll see these all these information on the listing. And I think this is important because maybe you just want to a clear view of all the information that you can verify, or you can you will want to know about these assets. You just click it and you go. And I guess this is done for now. And that's all about what assets looks like, how it can be how it can be listed. We can see that now. We can show next, but that's how it shows on the platform. If you want an asset, just go to the asset, and then you'll see these things. Which one are you interested in? And it's clearly defined, and people can only go to where they are interested in. If you are interested in business assets, go to business assets. If you're interested in art and collectible, go to art, machinery, all that, all these categories. Now, so you're a provider, you want to list an asset. You have an asset, important assets, you want to list it. But you'll see this list your asset, right here. And I should also mention that to list an asset, let's see if I can get this. Okay. And so to list an asset, okay, so engagement. Let's go to this guy. So to list an asset, we let's see which one has. So we have different basic plus like different option for listing an asset, and we know that if you have an asset you want to list it, uh, you have to have an organization listed. You have to create an organization for the asset, and then uh, select which option you want to select for that asset. Then whichever option you want to. And so for plus and basic, there's no way to create an asset for that because organizations are not offered for these sub values. Commercial, mainstream, and enterprise can list assets, and these assets are listed only if you have an organization that exists. And we have different number of assets for each category, each subscription, and then just for your information. So if you go to list an asset, you must be, or you'll see this, you'll see which current basic plan you are on, then number of listings you can do. This is just general normal listings, and then number of assets you can list. For this guy, I think I can't list an asset because of this. So also I don't have an organization created, so I need to create an organization first. And then once you do this, if you are on a plan that offers a plan that organization can create, you can create an organization, then it will go directly to organization. But let's do that locally here so that where is it? Yeah, there. So assets, then you have to be logged in first. So I'll just log in with an account and see which plan am I on. Create an asset. So yeah, so I have four left. This is local. I have four left. I can only list 5 assets for this plan because it's commercial. And then so it's really straightforward. You just select and go. Select the organization. Must have an organization to list an asset, and then select the type. If you go, if you use this for creating an asset, this is just creating general listing. You must mark this as an asset for it to be in the assets category or in the assets page. Once you do mark as an asset, you will see which one is highlighted. So it will highlight assets right here. And then you can select the organization, select the assets, and then the type, category, which one is it? Is it art? Let's say it's art. And which category under art type, maybe painting, then the type, the title, and so I'll just go. It's the same story when you do this. So from this, you don't need to do like checkbox for if it's an asset. And so I'll just do this or properties, art, painting, on live stream test. Description, I'll pick just random stuff online. Okay, something random. Then when to expire, price, Kenya shillings. Let me say maybe it's Kenya shillings. Then email. Okay, address. Kenya. Where are we? Kenya, Kiambu. Kiambu. Okay, so then the artist name. So you can say maybe the artist name of the, yeah, whatever name you want to um random name. Which year the asset, which year this painting was created, then the medium of the painting, maybe mixed media, digital print, let's see, ink on paper, fine. Then the width, the length, width, same width, so 40, just maybe random values, and then centimeters, and it's excellent. And insurance value maybe 2000, and night series. Okay, so night series, I think it's just, is it depends on like how the what the painting looks is, or what type of painting it is. I mean, the people who do painting know better what this is. So I'll just say night series or light series, or then edition, maybe 1/3, maybe the third of the total. So the total edition is 3. So which one is it? And then I'll just copy paste. Which one is this? Preference. Preference is just, oh, so if you want to learn more what some fields mean, you just hover on here, and it'll say this refers to the history of the ownership of work. Sources include description, inventories, markings, and auction categories, catalogs, all that represent provenance. And then where it was signed. So most artists sign their paintings. So this is just telling people where it was signed. Maybe it's upper right, or lower right. Okay. Then, so these are optional. You can, most of the required fields needs to be filled. Then optional fields are, uh, you don't need, if you want to skip them, it's fine. But I'll say for better experience and for better, yeah, people like information. They like to learn about things they are interested in. So putting more information makes uh, it's good for people to learn about this item. So I'll say it's framed, frame included. You can say no, but once I accept, and maybe, oh, sorry, so the upload, I think these upload should be on the bottom or something, but you can upload images. So let's say I want to upload for a painting, say painting. I'll just select all these. Hopefully it works. And say, so for painting, you can also, if you upload images, it's easier. You can just mark it as default. So when you mark it as default, that's what will show on the card. Um, for people to view. So let's say I mark this as the default. If you don't, it will just pick the first one, then save it, and just ignore this, and it will do its thing. It takes long because of the images, but I think that's fast enough. And you will see the asset. So this is the asset. Now it's listed, and then here you see interested buyers. This is only for if you are on on a what a commercial. If if your subscription allows you to know who's interested in your listing, then you'll see this interested buyers. Open open just means that it has not been accepted or declined. Accepted, if you accept an interest, it will go here. Decline an interest. It's easy for you. You can verify who to accept. You can verify um, you can accept who to accept or ignore or decline. Then expires every interest. Say I submit an interest for this asset every time or every. Let me just do that right now. Okay, let's do. Or let me use another browser and then go to this asset. Now I will select you. Okay, so I will submit an interest for this user, for this asset, and say and select. Once I do this, it will submit the interest, and then the owner will see a notification, an email, um, or this. And then once you click that interest, it leads you to your engagement dashboard where you can manage the interest. So the guy who just uh, submitted an interest for this asset is this guy, and I'll see it's open. And once you do, you can go to the listing itself and see that we have one open interest. Easy for people who manage the asset, who own this asset, because you can track who is interested in the asset. And then once you go to this, you will see the interest. And then we have these two a few actions right here. We have accept and we have decline. Now, for you to accept or decline, just it's easier for you to do a few research. Who's Dickens? Who's this guy? And then um, can I accept? But you don't need to, because our system is developed or designed in a way that for you to give out or for you um, to release an asset or to give out an asset, you have to the buyer or the oh sorry the oh, yeah so the buyer has to scan some QR code. So once you accept this asset or this interest, it will it will do this. So all this information, then you accept. So accepting creates a reservation for this asset. So if I accept this asset or this interest, it will create a reservation, and then you can stake as a seller. And then once I stake as a seller, I talked about this stake functionality, which I think it's in previous streams. So once you accept, it creates a reservation for these assets, for this interest. Then seller's stake is held. Now we need a buyer stake. So buyer is notified that the seller has staked, and they can go directly and check about the staked value. So I think here, so they can stake. So I'm showing this because it eliminates the need for I have to do like a research who this guy is. Can I accept uh, these interests? Is it legit? It eliminates that you have to stake, he has to stake, or she has to stake. So once you both stake, the reservation is created, and you can, go ahead and meet or whatever you want, you can do. But the so yeah, so I think once you do that, everything is updated. The reservation is active. You can see that from here. If you go to reservations, you'll see active reservations. Buyer held just means that QuestList hold the money. They hold the buyer's money and the seller's money. They don't keep the money, they just hold it until a trade happens. By a trade happens is you exchanged, you did the buyer paid for the asset or the listing, then you release the asset. And to do that, you have to go through this session process. So this is where the magic happens. This is where the seller has to offer or display a code, the QR code. Let me just generate that. So this will provide a way for the buyer to scan it. So if you are a buyer, you have to scan this for you to verify that by to join a session. So joining a session just means that you and the buyer and the seller just met, and then they joined the session. They made payment in close proximity, and then a trade happened. Now, once a trade happened and you complete the process, QuestList releases the money you held. It held for this process or the trade functionality. Now that's a good way to keep away people from scamming each other. It's like trade has to happen in close proximity. If you prefer that, if you prefer to send money to each other without meeting, that should be up to you. What QuestList does is offer you a system to do trade in close proximity. You can do trade in close proximity easily and make sure without the need to like I have to trust that this guy will pay me before I release the item, or I have to release the item before. I mean, I have to, um, if I'm a buyer, I have to like see the item before I do some release of funds to the seller. So it's easier. It's clean. You can do it on a phone. You can do it on any device you're on, and then once it's scanned, um, the buyer scans the QR code the seller offers. They join the session, then they can complete the session throughout payment. Payment can be done by themselves, like maybe through M-Pesa or through I don't know, cash or whatever bank through any system that they will prefer to do the payment with. And so once that's done, okay, so there's an expiry here. So the session expires it lasts for 5 minutes. Once 5 minutes elapses, the buyer has to also generate again the QR code. So I think that's a way to do the trade, whether it's a listing or it's an asset. Now, if you in future we are working on like getting um, a much more robust way of doing this trade on top of blockchain technology, which I think would be interesting, and people can do trades however they want to on the system. And I think that's how to create an asset and how to go through the whole process of, you want to buy the asset or not, or you want to, right now we just have buying the asset. We don't have investing in the asset. Investing in the asset will come later when we have this feature we call asset tokenization, where people can fractionally own an asset. And I think we are good here. So to create an asset, go to assets, click as list an asset, and then see whether you are eligible to list an asset. And I guess this the other count isn't. Yeah, so we have three more assets left. We had four previously, but we created one. And you can keep doing that. Say we selected, say we selected this the category under real estate, and then which one, maybe land, or same land. And for land, we have, is it for sale or is it for lease? You do that. You select which type is it. Then you can, there are other categories: agricultural, row crops. Lands have different purposes, maybe construction, agricultural, it has all these. Then residential development, commercial development, industrial development, mixed use, recreational, private, commercial, forestry, timber. Like all these categories exist. Wetlands, water measures, features, and then renewable energy. All these categories exist. You can select which category it is, and then topography is also available. So you can select which topography, which what topography the land is, and is it flat? Is it rolling, hill, terraced, desert, coastal, all this stuff. And soil also has all these category under soil, silt, sandy, and so you can do that. And then also road access, just it's good information for people who are interested in closer to the road, where the road is, and yeah, all yeah. So gravel road, shared driveway, walking path only. I don't know, like all this category for or others if you're not sure which what it means, or which road access is available. And then title status, I think this is just title deed. Um, the status of it, is it government lease? Is it community land? Is it disputed land title? Is it tax lien? Um, Under review, clear freehold title. All this is important information to be listed. And then irrigation system, etc. Zone, climate zone is available for people to list, and even more information under optional fields. So if you get tired of typing stuff, you can just end these at required fields. But if you're excited, you want to put more information, you can go as much as deep as possible towards optional fields, list as many fields as you want, and features as you want. Now, this is daunting. It's a lot of information, I know, but uh, as a as a promise, we are working on a way for you to upload, or to automatically a system for you to maybe upload or import, export, import, basically import. If you want to, you have information already in a sort of PDF or any other file type, you can import it or upload that PDF, and then the system will automatically pick the relevant fields for us to work with, or for that specific category. That will be a feature that we will be launching, I think. Um, I'm not quite sure how long it will take, but we that's a promise. We will work on such system. For now, we just do the manual work. And if you want to be if you want us to do this for you, it's also an option. We can list the asset for you. You can get in touch. We can list it for you directly into the system, and we can make sure these details are all filled in. Because it's a lot, especially for land. For land, I think there's a lot of information that's relevant and required. And yeah, but for other categories, maybe say mansion, mansion, there's not much, but I think there are a few relevant information. And let's say we do intellectual property and patents. So patents also has a few information: application number, patent number, date granted, technology. We have this type of technology, biotechnology, pharmaceutical, software, IT, electronics, mechanical engineering, chemical, medical devices, telecommunication, energy, material, science, probably others, and those are included. And then these other information, country, sorry, where is this? Our legal status, jurisdictions, and US, European Union, United Kingdom, China, Japan, Kenya. Like there are so many. I think we just have these. Well, we need to do a few more research on how many they are, but we offer this. And then patent. Also, I think patent can have many categories right here. So those are, and then files. So for files, you can upload anything, images or PDF under assets. You can upload any file for better for people to better understand the asset and to also verify that it's legit. You can add more files. We don't require it per se, but we encourage people to do that, to list and add files. And I think that's it for real estate. So to just wrap up, I think I will just um, go through the steps a few in summary. So go to assets. Interested, go to asset, check which assets you're interested in, click, browse through, browse, and then once you're done browsing, and you select which one you're interested in, and submit an interest or whatever you want to do. I mentioned that we will also do some auction and bidding. So we want to merge the two, auction and bidding and assets, so that people can manage auctions through the assets directly, or bidding can also happen on the assets directly. So now that's it. And then, you are interested to create an asset, create an asset. If you're not eligible, by that I mean your subscription doesn't allow assets, go to manage, and managing, select the subscription you want to use. And let's see. Yeah, once you select, you'll see this option, which will I pay with QuestLyst wallet. QuestLyst wallet is just a good way to make payments easily, or you just put your number and then we'll send a prompt to your number and you can make the payment. and because QuestLyst wallet is active because I have some money in my wallet, so the amount deducted will be 9,000 if I do choose to do mainstream because I think I have this, so I think the calculation is done based on how much which subscription you are currently on and then how much is left. So 16 minus this amount, you'll get what's left be deducted. And yeah, so that's it. And I think that's how we do assets. That's why assets exist. And I'll do list them now because uh, now we'll just prepare you for this feature we are exciting. It's an exciting feature where we will be integrating blockchain technology. People can interact with the asset directly through the network, blockchain network, and all assets will be included, but it will be gradually. So list now, and if you are interested in this feature, you can send an email to this QuestLyst support@questlist.com, or just I don't know if this works, by the way. Put your email here and then notify me, and we will notify you once it's ready. I guess this doesn't work, but I'll need to find out why. And then I think, yeah, I think that's it. And awesome. Okay, so if you have any questions, I don't know if there are any questions on the live chat. Okay, no questions. Awesome. Okay, thank you for tuning in and thank you for watching. And I guess see you next time. Bye bye. Okay, so I think it's finished.